Our next speaker has come all the way from Silicon Valley, and I guess O'Reilly gets to take some credit for that because she's writing a book. Well, she has written a book for us. It's going to be out December 15th. It's called The New How. Nilofer Merchant is the founder, CEO, and chief strategist of the Rubicon Consulting Group, and she's going to tell you about the new how.
Cheese though, isn't it? Isn't it hard to follow cheese? Okay. So I'm here to talk to you about two companies and how they envision their path to success. So there's a company I've been working with recently, and they had a role for a product manager. And that product manager was a role that I was like, I know the perfect guy, and his name is Anand, and I'm going to hook you guys up. And he went for the interview, and it bombed terribly. And the people came back and said, you know, the guy asked us a bunch of questions that totally challenged us. He drove us kind of crazy. He was in our face. He's just not a good fit. And by fit, what they really meant is he didn't fit into the box that they were already looking to fill. And organizations often think about people in the form of a box. Could be what title we hold, what impressive building we work in, where will we fit into the hierarchy of that organization. But you know what? Boxes don't serve us well. They actually show us what is constraining us, not where we will connect. And actually, the minute you start thinking about boxes, what you start thinking about is the space between the boxes. And that's where businesses fail. It's not about somebody failing at their role, it's because somehow that organization couldn't succeed because they couldn't create the connections. And that's what the second story is about, the second company. So this was a company that knew that they needed to expand and they needed to go find a brand new market to go after. And they focused entirely on the what, the big idea. And they got their executive team together and they figured out what it should be. And then they went and told the people in their organization what to do. And those people didn't have a clue what it was they were being asked to do because they were not involved in the process. So what that organization actually had was an air sandwich. And as you might guess, it failed. Right? So air sandwiches fail all the time, and we experience them all the time. So it's a crime. It's a crime, and we let it happen whenever we live inside our boxes. But what we actually need to do is think about what another way is we can conceive our organization. There's a concept in physics I'm going to borrow here. It's the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. And it says you can either focus on position or momentum one at a time. And I think sometimes our organizations, we focus too much on the position, on the title, on the boxes, on what is it each one of us is supposed to do. And yet, the secret to success is when all that chemistry comes together. It's what all of you have been doing here tonight. You didn't come in with your name and your title and here's what impressive job I have. You came in and created some energy. You created some velocity, right? You created connection and exchange of ideas. That's what causes businesses to succeed. Momentum. And all that flow and energy and exchange of ideas. That's what we've got to build inside our organizations. But what we do is we focus on boxes. And boxes are a paradigm of the past. What's going to be a paradigm of the future is how we build velocity and momentum. So this is our model going forward. That was a long 15 seconds. And so where we're going to go from are directed organizations where we tell people what to do to engaged organizations where people really show up. We're going to go from organizations where we focus on the what and the big idea to focusing on the why. How will we connect all those people? And the shift that needs to happen is what happened to the team with Anand, right? Going back to his story. They needed to rethink, why was he challenging us like a madman? And really it was that he cared. He wasn't showing up saying, how can I win? He was saying, how can we win? And the questions he was asking was all about that. And so now is working at this organization. I'm so excited about it. And he's chairing the Innovation Council, which for them is the group that's going to figure out what products to build, what markets to win. And he's doing a great job. That story is not finished yet, and that's my point. Anand is just one of many people inside organizations who are creating outstanding organizations, but we need to reconceive what success looks like. It's not the box, right? It's the energy of someone coming in and challenging us to think and do better. And we need to choose well. Thank you for having me.